welcome to Geek Stuff. Let's talk about The Walking Dead's latest episode, The Cell. I'm sorry I didn't get to do it earlier. I was doing some other stuff and I was working on some other videos and then I sort of forgot how the days of the week work and well, here we are. But here it is anyway to refresh your memory on what happened last week just in time for this week's 90-minute episode. The Walking Dead Season 7 Episode 3 pretty much focused on Daryl and his life in the sanctuary or the cell he's being kept in now. The opening scene of this episode was a close-up sequence of Dwight Sandwich. Yes, Dwight Sandwich. But wait, it was actually a really good part of the episode because it showed us how Negan's head thugs all like skip lines and steal all the good stuff for their sandwiches, but still, when Negan walks by, they all kneel. The sandwich sequence was in very sharp contrast with Daryl's living conditions, who was eating dog food sandwiches and being kept awake by blasting the Easy Street song. There's also some character development on Dwight Sandwich, which I'm really happy about because I've been wanting this for a while, and I'm actually quite happy that they waited until this episode because it's an episode about Daryl, and there's very obviously some parallels between Daryl and Dwight. I think dealing with Daryl paralyzes Dwight with guilt, not just because of what he's done to Daryl in the past, but what he's done to himself and what he's done to his wife. He's also sent on a mission to go and retrieve someone who apparently used to be a friend of his and is now working for points for Negan. And he ran away and he actually literally would rather be out there and be torn apart by walkers than to live one more minute under Negan's reign. This is probably something Dwight wishes he had had the courage to do. And then the cherry on top of the cake is probably Negan offering Dwight a night with his own wife as a reward. And of course, misery loves company, which is why Dwight confronts Daryl with the consequences of his actions by throwing in a picture of Glenn's bashed in skull into his cell. However, this backfires and has the opposite effect on Daryl, who still refuses to kneel for Negan because he doesn't believe he deserves to live a life in comfort out of guilt of what has happened to Glenn. To me, this episode was approached really well through show and not tell, and what I mean by that is, of course, aside from Norman Reedus' excellent performance, all the parts in the episode that were silent and really intense. It seemed like Dwight was sort of trying to take over part of Daryl's persona just to find a bit of himself again, like taking his crossbow and wearing his leather vest. That's why I feel like the part where Negan started explaining Dwight's background story was a bit too talky. I mean, it's information that we all needed to know, but the rest of the episode was so powerfully silent and tense until Negan started talking. A lot. Although the best thing that came out of that monologue / tiny dialogue was this.
Who are you? Daryl.
What I did think was interesting was the part where Negan has all his henchmen surrounded Daryl and he asks them, "Who are you?" and they all reply with, "I'm Negan," because it takes us back to an episode in the last season where Abraham and Sasha and Daryl come across some saviors and they ask the guy, remember the guy in the front on the motorcycle, "Who are you?" and he says, "I'm Negan," and we all kind of knew he wasn't. Finally, it was something that Dwight's runaway friend says that just confirms the amount of power Negan has. There's so many saviors and there's only one of him, so why hasn't anyone tried to rebel yet? Hopefully that's something that we'll see happen as Negan starts getting more and more cocky and starts making mistakes. He did make a mistake last week, and the first mistake he made was keeping Daryl alive. That is something that he will live to regret. All in all, a great episode, right amount of tension. Oh my god, when Daryl tried to steal that motorbike. And good parallels between Daryl and Dwight as people, but sharp contrasts between Daryl and Dwight as far as their living conditions go. In a short recap of this episode, I couldn't have said it better than Norman Reedus' son Mingus in a text he sent him. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe for more awesome geek stuff and the chance to win a Funko Pop vinyl, because who doesn't like free stuff? Bye!